Player Will.
Welcome back, Visions fans. Ready Player Will here. Alongside the new Lilith unit coming out, they are releasing a vision card for her as well, the Resisting Despair vision card. And so today I'm going to go through my thoughts on it and just describe it overall, whether or not you should pull in a little bit of an analysis, hopefully keeping it light for you. But let's jump into things. The brand new vision card, and let me move my camera here. This is a vision card that has some good stats on it between the 3 agility, some extra dexterity. For the unit itself, it's 10 area resistance and 10% attack. And the party abilities are 42 slash attack, 16% magic, AoE, wide resistance, and 20% slash resistance. And there is a holo effect for the dual type game mode of 24 reaction block rate. There are 4 classes on here: bow, ninja blade, greatsword, and sword warrior. Now, right off the bat, I'm not considering Ninja Blade at all. That class of characters is woefully power crept, so I'm thinking it really from the perspective of the other 3. And anytime we see a vision card, there's a couple questions that I always look to answer. And the first one is it a main slot potential vision card where in that main slot we tend to prioritize agility, AoE res, unit res, or even some of these AoE wide resistances? It's comparable to AoE res. There's pros and cons to them. It's not a slam dunk, but the answer is yes. This is maybe a main slot vision card for you, depending upon whether you think you're going to encounter a lot of magic users that use large diamonds. And while there are a lot of meta characters here on this sheet, let's look at to see real quickly what other vision cards in the game also have this magic wide resistance, just to get an idea of how special this could be. And the answer is there's only one other vision card that has the AoE wide resistance, and ironically, bow and greatsword are also on this one too. So if you're thinking of this vision card for your greatsword team, this is already pretty redundant with them. Now, I will say this is a bit of an offensive buff, considering you're getting a 42 slash attack on the new vision card. This one is more HP percent, so it's a different kind of philosophy. The other one's more offensive. This one's a little more defensive. Neither one is objectively better than the other. But if you're thinking for the bow and greatsword synergy, this new vision card isn't a huge upgrade from this one if you already have a moment's peace. But let's think of it from the sword warrior perspective here. And to me, and this matrix on the right side that I have, these are all the vision cards for sword warrior that you're seeing, if they have a main slot attribute that we consider. And this little X in either one of these columns indicates whether or not they shared that vision card with Greatsword or Bow. And so Sword Warrior and Greatsword already have a ton of cards in common. They are already a very good synergy. This is just a new attribute to add to that synergy, where now they also have a magic AoE wide res in common, but this doesn't make or break their synergy. It already exists. But Sword Warrior and Bow is definitely still being built out. Now here's the little caveat. Bow units in general, to me at this moment, really just mean the new Lotus Fina unit. There's not a lot of bow units in the game. If you're using Lotus Fina, this card does help her mesh with some of those other parties better, but even then, still not mandatory, where a lot of these supports don't really require a lot of vision card support to do their job optimally. And even then, this vision card with the 42 slash attack, really, that obviously has no bearing on her, or really any other bow unit you're going to use. It's really just for the AoE wide res against magic types, which is helpful. Is it make or break? I'm thinking probably not, but this is a genuinely great card for Lilith-centric teams. Now, for those of you who have been watching anything that I've been doing lately, you've heard from JB79 and myself that this new Lilith unit is rather niche. She's a 70 cost unit with very low expectations. And so if you're going all in on Lilith, yeah, go ahead, go for this card. But other than that, I don't see that being a strong motivator to pull. But I will say, the glass half full, there are some future considerations for this card where a slew of future units here are going to be very diamond-oriented magic attackers. Angela from the Trials of Mana collaboration and Crimson Wizard, same collab, and Sottily are all very diamond-oriented magic users. So there is some future consideration for this. That being said, on the other hand, she doesn't address all the meta magic users. Shreka obviously is very unit attack oriented, so this does virtually nothing against her, and she's very popular. And even the future Exia unit that was just announced in JP now is very unit attack oriented, so this will do nothing against them. So on the one hand, it's good for some of these units that are coming out. It's a question of how popular are we going to see them. They're probably not going to be everywhere, so I'm not that afraid of it, but it is something to think about. And while this card is good versus Gilgamesh, he's already seeing some downward trends that I think will continue. This vision card isn't really a major factor in that, in my opinion. And so my overall conclusion, should you pull, I think you can pass without any kind of FOMO. I'll be honest, it is a good vision card. If you randomly get this or get it for free, be happy. This is a good one to add to your repertoire. But should you pull, the answer for me is no. There's obviously a lot upcoming in terms of other vision cards, other units. And while this does have its pros and cons for a couple of these classes, notably the Sword Warrior, a little bit more so than the Great Sword and the Bow, who already have a comparable vision card, I think you can pretty much pass and not lose sleep over it. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll talk to y'all later.